Welcome to Fire Engineering's Training Minutes. I'm Frank Lipski with Engine House Training. In all of our bailout classes, students ask, why are we so passionate about bailout training? And nobody knows that better than lead instructor with Engine House Training and St. Louis Fire Captain Mario Montero.
Thanks, Frank. In 2003, the company I was with responded to a residential fire. Company reported heavy fire in a three-story brick building. Upon our arrival, we laddered the building. We made our way to the second floor, did a primary search of the second floor. We were instructed to proceed to the third floor. When we got to that third floor, we had heavy smoke conditions, very little heat. We conducted a primary search of that third floor. Conditions changed tremendously, very, very fast. Initially, I called for a ladder to that third floor window, and then seconds later, I called for a hose line to that third floor, and then I called for a mayday right away. What the funny part about this story is, all those times, I wore this religiously to every call I went to. That particular day, I put it on and I took it off, put it on the doghouse of the fire truck, telling myself, I wore this many times prior, never needed it, I'm not going to need it on this day. And that was a bad call on my part. This is the result of being in that third floor. This is the conditions that we were in when we jumped out with no safety devices because I became complacent that day, and it came back to haunt me.
So Mario, that day there were two firefighters, yourself and another firefighter, that were forced to jump from that window?
That's correct. Myself and another firefighter became trapped on that third floor. The other firefighter went out first. Fortunate for him, because he basically bailed out head first. He struck a ground ladder that was too short, didn't reach the window, and it uprighted him, landing on his feet basically, after he struck one of the other firefighters, actually a fire chief that was on the ground. Shortly thereafter, I tried to do a window hang. Conditions were so bad, my hands started burning, that I just let go of the windowsill and dropped straight to the ground.
So as a result, Mario, of all the training that you've done since this incident, do you feel that you would have been able, with this kit that you had, to get Steve and yourself out of that window in a safe manner?
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that having any type of self-rescue kit with you at all times it's invaluable. You know, we hear firefighters complain about the weight, the bulkiness of these systems, and they are true lifesavers, and we shouldn't take this piece of equipment lightly.
So Mario, as a result of this incident, how long were you off of the job?
I was off the job for about 6 months, went through some intensive physical therapy throughout those six months, ended up breaking my back, and I had an ankle injury as well.
So Mario, you've explained that the conditions deteriorated very rapidly inside that third floor, and you were pushed towards the window. What was going through your mind as you were at that sill, and inevitably you knew what was coming?
Yeah, at that time it was all about survival. It was either burn up or jump, and at that time the best option was to jump, and so that's what we did. And that's one of the reasons I'm very passionate about teaching bailout class, is if any firefighter finds himself in a situation like that, they know the techniques to get themselves out to safety.
Mario, thank you for taking the time to share your story and for everything you're doing to help firefighters learn how to do bailout successfully.
My pleasure.
I'd like to thank Mario for sharing his story with everyone. And this is the reason that we train on bailout. For Mario and for all the firefighters who've been hurt, injured, or killed trying to get out of an upper floor window. This is the type of training that you have to train on regularly and develop muscle memory with this equipment and on these skills. Thanks for watching. I'm Frank Lipski with Engine House Training, and this has been Fire Engineering's Training Minutes.